so sorry. Oops, sorry guys. She is muted. Okay, now we can hear her. I'm so sorry.
God.
Okay, but April, I'm sorry. You were in the beginning. I did not have you on mute, so that's my fault. So you can blame me for that.
See?
I'm
Even
sorry.
Owen heard me.
I know. I was like, I can hear you. I'm like, no, I have everything turned off here. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oops, the desktop audio was going off. I'm like, then hit it. So I apologize, April.
It's okay.
Well, how's it going? Happy Easter Sunday to you.
Oh yeah, happy Easter Sunday. Yo.
Yes, awesome. What did you do for Easter? Did you do any family stuff?
No, my parents actually went to church and grocery shopping before I woke up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to church after and grocery shopping.
Oh, nice.
Like an hour later.
Awesome.
Yeah. How was your Sunday?
Oh, it's good. I normally don't celebrate Easter anymore since my parents moved away. It's been like 6 years because I usually do the church thing with them. Go to church, just eat dinner, and just like hang out with them. But
Aw,
yeah, no,
that's cute.
I haven't been celebrating Easter for like 6 years now because I always keep forgetting about that holiday, and I'm like, it's Easter? Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, at church today there were so many people, and I'm like, I forgot the Easter crowd is here.
I know. Do you go to like a Christian Catholic church?
I go to a Catholic church.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like Christian Catholic, but it's
Yeah.
definitely Catholic.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's what we used to do. We used to go to, there's like a big church here downtown we used to go to. It's like a big cathedral and it just fills in like 200 people or 300 at least. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, you're definitely super friendly with everybody there. Because it's like basically like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah. Awesome. So, April, welcome into Lunch with Friendo. Thank you so
I know,
much
I'm so
again. Yeah.
I'm so excited to eat. I'm like staring at my food right now.
I was gonna
So
say,
good.
before you eat, what did you bring for lunch?
I had or I brought this katsu miso thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a to-go
Ooh.
container. So you have your rice, you got the veggies, and then the katsu or like chicken, yes, and with like miso paste sauce on it, kind of a thing.
Ooh. That looks delicious. Awesome.
Dude, I'm so hungry. I'm so excited. And I also got this, which is a snack.
Oh, what is that?
It's Bama puffed peanut and corn snacks dipped in like chocolate, dark chocolate. I've never had this.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I'm excited.
Sadly, April, I cannot eat peanuts. I'm allergic to peanuts.
Oh no, that's so
Yeah.
sad.
How dare you show that to me?
Well, I'm just gonna eat it and be like, delicious.
I'm like, oh, I'm getting allergic. I'm getting hives.
Like, you want some? No.
Yeah, I'm like, can't have it.
They're like Cheetos, but with peanuts instead of cheese, and with dark chocolate. So it seems on this.
Yeah, anything with chocolate looks good. So awesome. I did bring food too. I did make this earlier today. I made tacos, guys. I don't know if you can see it. You see it?
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
And only two?
Yeah. Well, because I ate two beforehand because I got really hungry cooking them. So, because I was like, oh my gosh, my stomach is rumbling. So I got these. It's kind of messy right now, but I made like ground beef, put some like taco seasoning, even put like another additional seasoning with it just to make it a little bit kind of spicy, but you know, to the right level because I like spicy.
How early did you have to wake up to make that?
Let's see, I woke up at 10 in the morning today. Then I just prepped everything around around noon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it just I think I got everything done like at least like 1:30 or 2, just how I wanted it. So and I got really hungry, then I decided I need to eat this. So let's take a bite out of our food before we start our convo.
Itadakimasu.
Yes. I gotta mute myself because It's very crunchy, and I'm sure if you guys have pet peeves about crunchiness, I'm sorry, because I know I've done it in the past. So I'm gonna mute myself.
This is so good. Are people in chat also eating? What are you guys having?
Yeah, what are you guys eating? If you're having lunch or didn't have lunch, or what did you eat? Tell us.
You should eat.
Yes, everybody eat. Grab a snack, cause it's luncho with a friendo.
Yeah, you guys knew what you were coming into.
I always get you said April. I always get you hungry whenever you come to my stream because I talk about food a lot, right?
You really do. It's kind of like, dang it, and I always have to like mentally prepare myself.
Oh no, he's gonna talk about the food again. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Paddington Beats just had nachos.
Oh,
That's your tacos. There you go.
nice. Pat, I made tacos especially for you because I know you always love talking about tacos. So, but yes, awesome. Cool. Well, again, guys, thank you so much for coming in. And I do apologize ahead of time if I don't see any of your comments because me and April are going to have a fantastic convo just about life, music, pretty much a little bit of everything. So it's going to be fun. So, again, I apologize ahead of time if I don't see any of your comments. And Alud, thank you so much for modding for me. Mod love out to you. I appreciate ya. Let's see here. April, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Yes. What are the origins of your name, April Faith Days? I want to know the story.
I thought you were gonna say, what are the origins of this state? I'm like, wait, what?
No.
I didn't come prepared for a trivia or a quiz on anything. What the freak?
How did you come up with your name?
So, April Faith is my name, and then Days is because I want to share my days. Essentially, originally, right? It was supposed to be 500 Days of April because it's like, you know, the movie 500 Days of Summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really liked that movie. It was one
Nice.
of like the first movies that my boyfriend at the time, he was my first boyfriend, and it was like a high school boyfriend. So he told me about it, and then I watched it, and I was like, oh my god, this is really cute. Really liked 500 Days of Summer, and I'm like, I could be 500 Days of April.
Ah.
But then I thought about it. I'm like, wait, there's gonna be more than just 500 days of me, so screw that. And then, yeah, it just turned into April Faith Days.
Oh, nice. I like it. I've never watched that movie before. I know a lot of people never got the chance to do it.
Oh, you should.
But I always hear like references and like all about that movie. It's really good. So I'm a sucker. It's a romance movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for romance movies.
Jordan Love Hewitt, I believe that's his name, is in it.
When was
Joseph Love Hewitt? I forget his actual.
Oh, Joseph Gordon Levitt? Oh.
Yes, that guy.
Okay.
He's in it. He's a main character. And oh my god, I drool all over him.
Oh.
And then I found out that he was in like that 70s show for an episode or two, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah, I remember him from Third Rock from the Sun when he was a kid at the time, and he had long hair. He had to be at least like maybe 13 or 14 when he did that show. I remember him. Yeah. Then
He's also an Inception. What the
oh yeah, I remember Inception.
Yeah.
He was also in Batman, the last one with Christian Bale. He was, I think he was a detective, but he was supposed to be Robin in Batman. I remember that. That was the last one with Christian Bale's movie, or yeah, I forgot who directed that, but I remember he was supposed to be Robin at the end, then they stopped making it. Yes, the Dark Knight films were awesome. I love them. One of my favorite Batmans ever. Sweet. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, I did make a command for you, April, but this is going towards your TikTok. So guys, if you hit exclamation point, April, they'll go lead to her TikTok. Let me know if the link works. But
Mm-hmm.
April is killing it on TikTok, everybody. I've seen her TikToks. It goes, you go by April Fright Days. Can you tell us
Yeah.
about your TikToks?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's such a meme. I don't even know how to like describe my TikTok.
Thank you,
I'm
Luke.
just looking at it now. Huh? Oh, I'm like looking at it now. Oh, your link works, by the way.
Okay, sweet. Awesome.
Um, yeah, so it's all about me and my freight days, uh, as a trucker and being new in the industry and just like sharing my adventures because so many of my friends ask me about like what I do and
Mm-hmm.
how everything is like on the daily and stuff like that. And so while I was training with my older brother in the first week, he started recording me and like it's his thing to like post stuff in his Facebook story just so like our
Mm-hmm.
mom knows where he is and stuff like that and
Yep.
adventures too.
Mm-hmm.
So he posted a video of me on my first doc and like on my first day being all nervous and anxious. I was actually not going to have a TikTok like at that time. I was just like I want to focus on, learning and training and etc.
Yeah.
Um and then a lot of my friends are just like just do it. Like we'll support you. I'll go create a TikTok specifically for you. And I'm like, "Oh my god, guys. Can tune up a little." Yeah.
All right. Let me
Okay.
know.
I'm
How is she?
also
Yeah.
I hope I'm not making you deaf too, because I turned it up like a lot.
Oh no, no. I'm totally cool.
Oops. Okay.
But yeah, let us know if the sound quality is good for April and myself
Ooh.
too. I turned it up a little bit too from my part, so just before April starts talking, it's more balanced out. Okay, cool. Thanks, Pat. All right, go on, April, about your TikToks.
Yee. Oh yeah. So yeah, it started off with sounds better. Okay, cool. Yay! Glad. Um, yeah. So it started off with just me, not really trying to do or create anything. But then a lot of my friends just kept saying, "Just do it." We want to see it, vlog it, and stuff like that. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'll create TikTok videos because I can't stream while I'm working." And I can't do video like YouTube videos of it because I don't have a computer with me to edit. So I'm like, I think TikTok would be a great platform to do it on. And my best friend actually sent me a TikToker who's like 4'9" or 10. And she is also like booming on TikTok. And she's like, you could be like her. And I'm like, but do I really want that attention? She's like, just do it. I'm like, okay, fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it. And yeah, it's getting a lot of attention. I'm really surprised.
It's really creative. Like when I first like watched it, I think you put it up on your Discord. I think that's when I found it because I think you mentioned that you're not going to be streaming for a while because of your new job, and but you made a TikTok for everybody to just like keep up with you and whatnot. And I just saw him like,
Yeah.
oh wait, cool, you're a truck driver. I can't even parallel park, and I'm just like seeing you park the truck inside the factory, and I'm like, I'm gonna give you a round of applause, everybody. She, she, she backed that thing up, guys, like it was nothing.
It was something though. It was pretty hard.
Yeah.
There's so much practice that goes into it.
You did it though. That was so awesome though. I was just like, wow, this is so cool. I think I showed wait. I think I showed like my brother and Shallow Chill
Did you
Vibes.
really?
I'm just like, hey, look, April, look what April's doing. This is super cool.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like that is so cool. I love your creativity on each post that you're doing with just like your trucker life, what you're doing. You're like traveling all over the states.
Mm-hmm.
Just your experience of all that, because you know all we see is males when they're truck drivers and everything, but seeing like a perspective like how you do it, like as a woman, I think that's really cool. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny? Now that you mentioned that you shared it with like your brother, um, or like chill vibes worldwide,
Hmm.
that just reminded me that my best friend's husband follows me on, I think Instagram and TikTok too.
Hmm.
But basically, he shows it to their daughter. So whenever
Mm.
like I have my mini views, they would show their daughter because their daughter is like 2 almost and a half years old now.
Yep.
So I love her and she adores me too. She even like misses me. She's like, I want to see April. And it was funny. They were talking about the month April, and then their daughter just suddenly went, I want to see April.
Hmm.
So
Oh.
yeah, I'm just like, oh, it's so precious.
Oh my
But
gosh.
she's like, yeah.
That's adorbs.
Oh.
I love it.
Mhm.
But that's so cool. So when you did your first TikTok post, did that just blow up immediately?
No, so it was actually my second post that blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was the one where it was my first doc. My first video was of my first day. Terrified, like so nervous driving through friggin' snow and so much traffic. Like
Yeah.
during trucking school, there was amount of good traffic, but I was also like in a familiar territory because I went through the same route every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And then on my first day, I was like, I never went on the highway while I was in trucking school.
Yep.
So on my first day when I did go on the highway and it was like that blizzard way back when,
Oh no.
dude, it was really scary.
Dang.
I'm like, there are other bigger trucks right next to me. What am I supposed to do? Oh my god, this wheel won't stop being like turning. Like it's so like loose. I have to like contract all of my muscles just to make sure that it stays still. It was really scary. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, my face. You could see it too, like in that video. That I was just so terrified.
Man, you're so fearless. I get anxiety just driving to the grocery store.
Why?
No, I have really bad anxiety when it's like another different story, but yeah, it's just so weird because I never got into a car accident or anything. I drive carefully
Yeah.
and stuff. I don't know. I blame California because California's driving is scary. When I went
Mhm.
out there, because everyone's like driving fast, and I got like when I was like with my brother, I was like, oh my god, why are these people? I thought you're about to hit the car. I'm like, oh my god. I'm that type of person, but I'm just like, I can't do it. He's like, hey, do you want to drive to the freeway? I'm like, no, I don't want to. It's like I don't know where to go. The GPS will probably like do this and that. So that's my story. So I blame LA for everything. Thank you very much, LA, for having my anxiety up for driving because of that.
Dude, you're not alone in that too, because my best friend in Arizona, whenever I go visit them, she actually lets me drive. She's like, can you drive? And I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, sure. Even before I was a truck driver, she would always let me drive because she does not like driving whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like on the highway or freeway when it's like a ramp and there's two lanes in a curved ramp. Yeah,
Oh
she hates
yeah.
that. She's like, I don't want to drive through this. Can you just please? Here's the keys. Like, go, go. I'm like, oh, okay. No worries. I got you.
Yeah. I always let my brother Dusty drive. I'm just like, oh sorry, dude. I just have bad anxiety because when people are just being like aggressive and whatnot. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
trying. I'm like, I'm just driving slow. I don't want to do this and that, trying to be safe. But, that's just something I have to like work on and stuff. So,
What's actually nice about driving a 18 wheeler
hmm.
when you are driving like slow and pretty steady, like within like the actual speed limit.
Hmm.
What's nice about it is that you're like in a big truck, right?
Yeah.
So you see like all these little tiny cars just driving past through you and like speeding. And I'm like, mentally, I have to always tell myself, I'm like, look at them go, look at them go. Like, they're just off and about. I'm like,
Yeah.
here with my big truck, they know I'm slow, so they can't like try and make me go faster.
Hmm.
And for the people that like tailgate me, it's like I can't even see behind me, like all the way back there. So if you're
Yeah.
trying to tailgate me and try to like, you know, pressure me to move faster, I'm not gonna see you. I'm not gonna move faster. Like,
Oh
good
yeah.
luck.
That's
Like
Tailgating
people
a
are
truck?
so
Why?
silly.
That's scary to do. No.
Dude, people are crazy out there. I've seen videos of like accidents because people tailgate trucks,
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's like you really shouldn't because you will go under there, and there will be no chance of survival if the truck suddenly stops. And yeah, people are crazy. Hi, Blank. You
Hey,
like
Blake.
big and slow. Yes, yes. How
Oh,
are you? Like I miss you. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here.
yes. Welcome in. Welcome in to Lunch with a Friendo. So, to anybody that's stopping in here that's new, I normally do these podcasts every month with Twitch friendos or IRL friendos that I've met. And they usually come to my place, or I do these virtually, like I'm doing with April. And we just chat just about life in general, which is super cool and awesome. So, April, where have you driven to? Like, is it pretty much like all over? Have you driven like in the East Coast, West Coast, up like Midwest, up north, and whatnot? Where did you go?
Let me pull up a map real quick.
Okay, sweet.
Because I'm like, I've been through so many places now that I'm like, I should probably keep track, but I don't. Because it's just like so much.
And
Okay.
you said you usually have your brother with you, right?
Yeah,
He's
my
your
older brother is my, like, we're a team. So
cool,
when
awesome,
I sleep, he sleeps, or he drives, and then vice versa. He was
awesome.
also my trainer, so he's essentially my manager. It's kind of like strange, but
Yeah.
cool at the same time because we're family. So actually, that's like a really good point because a lot of people in a team wise, like my other friend, he started truck driving too, and he was training and being a team with random people. And we were talking about how awkward it is for him because he can't really play music obnoxiously to, like, help him stay awake while he's driving.
Yep.
Like they have to share bunk beds and stuff like that, and like you're basically living with somebody when you're teaming with them as a truck driver.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so for me, having my older brother is really nice because we've lived our entire lives basically up until like my college days when I moved out. But like living habit wise, we already had that down, and like we're comfortable with each other. So like blasting music isn't a problem, or like doing my TikToks
Yeah.
isn't a problem. I'm sure if I was like teamed up with a random stranger, I would not be comfortable doing like any of those things. And then we also share food, which is really great because then
Oh,
it's
awesome.
like, yeah. So it's like I bring the chips, he brings like the sandwiches. I have my own salads, and then he brings in like sweet stuff too. So, and then we bring drinks too that are like flavored teas or juices and stuff like that. So yeah, it's really convenient to work with my older brother in this sense.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, compared to working with a complete stranger. And oh my god, like especially safety is like my number one priority. So the fact that I have my older brother as my teammate, like that gives me so much like safety and reassurance because I don't have to worry about like getting sexually harassed or anything like
Yeah.
that, just because it's like a men's world out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially if they haven't communicated with women. And yeah, that's why I kind of like hide my face in my trucker hat. It's not really a trucker hat, it's just a Nike hat. Like tie my hair back, no makeup whatsoever, do not make eye contact with anyone.
Yeah.
um it's really funny because my older brother, like our first couple of days, he was like, man, every time we go to a truck stop, all these guys are turning their heads like literally twice to stare at you. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, why? Like, he's like, that annoys me. And I'm like, okay, well, welcome to my world. I can't help it. I'm sorry. It just happens. Okay. Start living
Yeah.
in New York.
Right? Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, cause I remember just just talking to, like, I call them my sisters, and they just always tell me it just sucks, like if we have to go outside, even just like taking out the trash, just always being looked at because you know, just like that. I'm just like, man, that sucks. It's just like built in a society. Like
Yeah.
how you know you see towards media how they you know they say to women and whatnot, and it's just like, oh man, come on. it's
Yeah.
it's just how they're built, and that's sadly, and you know you try to be like educational to them and real, but you know some won't get it, and but you know, sorry,
Yeah,
April.
people like no,
Yeah.
it's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I live with it for sure. I try to wear like baggy clothes, like super, try to be like super unattractive
Mm-hmm.
because I really don't want like any attention whatsoever.
Yep.
But even then, it's still like there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just see this like tiny little female walking through, and it's
Right.
like you can't help it because you have nothing else better to do too.
Mm-hmm.
But so far so good. Nothing like bad. Knock on wood.
Yeah. That's good.
Bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
It's okay.
Blank.
You got us. You just go on your Discord like, go, all right, guys, let's go. We got April. Let's go.
Blank says it's been 3 years. April, when are you going to stream on Twitch? It's not. It has not been 3 years.
3 years
Sure
already.
feels
Wow.
like it though.
Right. Yeah.
It's been like what, 6 months probably.
Yeah. I think around there 6 months. That's how I found you to. Yeah, it was on Twitch through a lewd stream. I think we were talking about yesterday. But you were doing music as well too. How long have you been segue to TikTok now into Twitch? Because you were particularly a music streamer first, right?
Yeah. I actually, so similar to like my adventures on TikTok, where I share my days of my frights. I use TikTok as a nice platform to keep me focused and like in the industry, I suppose. So it's like something to share and something to keep me excited and happy about it. And then for Twitch, it was actually for my music. Like I went through a breakup, had so much free time, can't work out every single day for like 3 hours because that exhausts my body and my body needs to recover. So I picked up the ukulele and yeah, so it's actually really sad because the person that helped me get discovered on like Twitch was actually Duke of Ook. He sadly passed away like a couple months after I started streaming, so that kind of like made me sad to a point where I didn't want to stream anymore. But he
Yeah.
was actually like the very first person in like the music community to discover me and like started teaching me how to play ukulele, and then told me about like Cup of G, and he's also an ukulele streamer. And then from Cup of G, I learned and discovered Grapefruits and all these other musicians. And then I started to become familiar with Twitch, and I was like, oh, and then I can discover people. So then I like looked through the like browser and saw Lude, and that's how I found her.
Nice.
So yeah, I genuinely just used Twitch to like learn music, and then all of a sudden people started asking me to do other stuff like rock climbing, and because I told them how I go rock climbing and hiking.
Yep.
And so I started streaming about that, and then other people started streaming it too, and I was so happy because apparently there's not much like rock climbing streams. So
Yeah.
then yeah,
I don't think I've
guess,
seen your rock climbing streams before. I think I have.
yeah.
But that's really cool. I like that because I think when I first came into your stream, you were learning. So you're learning to play the ukulele and maybe some instruments too, and you're singing too as well. And I like that.
Yeah, I did not know how to do any of those things, and I'm just like, oh my god, like my first stream, like singing in front of people, oh my god, my voice cracked so many times. I was so nervous. I'm just like sweating so much at that time.
Hey, you did amazing. Like, because I think I was on that stream. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Because you said that like everything. Because I think you put like test. This is a test, guys. But at the same time practicing. But I like that because normally streamers would have everything prepared and whatnot, but you just want to just like, hey, I'm just gonna do this progress to see how well I do, and I think you pretty much done that throughout your whole streams, and I like that about it. Your streams because you're just learning, and I'm just like, cool. I want to learn the ukulele or something like that. I'm sure people like probably grab the instrument and just start playing along with you too, because there's some people that done that on my streams where I'm creating art and somebody's like, oh, I'm drawing along with you. I'm like, oh wow, this is cool.
Yeah, it's nice because then it feels like you're in a classroom environment or just hanging out with somebody. I think that's what I really appreciate about Twitch too. Makes it feel very like homey and cozy,
Hmm.
and it's like you can interact with each other. So it's like you have a friend there,
Hmm.
and yeah, you get to know each other.
Yeah, and
Touch.
I was gonna say like most like everybody from the community, like when I was on your stream, they're so helpful and they're just so like awesome towards like when you needed something, which was super cool. It's just like I can't figure out OBS. Help me guys! Like we got you. Here you go. Like something like that. I remember just like most of it. Is my mic working?
Yeah, dude. Yo, Twitch community is so great. They're so nice and helpful. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you guys please help me? Thanks. And they
Yeah.
do, and it follows through. And I'm like, oh my god, so this is how it works.
Mhm. It's content, April. It's content.
It's content.
Yeah.
Blink is like, yes, the test streams without testing anything.
Yes, I remember. Those are fun.
I mean, we're hanging out. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, that's all that matters. It's all about the vibes. That's why I call you April Faith Vibes as
Yeah.
my nickname for you whenever coming to your stream because I'm just having a great time when I'm like hanging out on your streams and whatnot. And do you have like because you said you're gonna like because you're out just like working and traveling for your job and stuff. So how long do you like do that for? Do you get like extended break or anything?
Oh my god. Hold on, I'm like trying to grab tissue
Oh
because
yeah, no
some
worries.
of the
No
exhaust drip from my
worries.
chin. But oh my god. So you have 24 hours in a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
10 of those hours you are clocked out and you have to be in like a sleeper mode, which means that you're either sleeping, eating, doing whatever, taking a rest for 10 straight hours. It has to be 10 straight hours. 24 hours in a day, Blink. And so the remaining 14 hours is left for your shift. So you have 14-hour shifts and you have an 11-hour limited time to drive. So you can only drive for 10 hour or 11 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And your shift is 14 hours. If you run out of driving hours, that means you can't drive anymore. So you have to like be forced to rest. But then there are days when your 14-hour shift actually runs out first before the driving hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens when you're at a dock waiting for a shipper or receiver to unload or reload or unload or load you.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be anywhere from like 30 minutes, which is really, really fast, to 2 hours. And the longest recently we've waited for was like 6 hours, and even all the way up to like 8 hours just sitting
Wow.
in your truck waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Yeah. So that's basically how my shift works. During those moments where it's like you're in the dock for so long and you want to sleep, it's like really crappy quality because you'll never know if they're gonna knock on your door or if they're gonna call you, or the truck is also moving from the forklift going in and out of the trailer and just like putting stuff down, like you're literally shaking.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first was getting used to that motion, especially sleeping while my older brother is driving,
Yep.
oh my god, I honestly felt like I was a shaken baby syndrome. Like, you're not supposed to do this, but like the freaking thing where people get frustrated with like crying babies and then they shake them and to a point
Yeah.
where like the liquids in their brain actually get shifted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I was sleeping in the top bunk while the truck was moving. It was that bad. Like I would get headaches. My stomach
Oh.
acids would also be moving,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that like made me felt sick, and I don't get motion sickness, so
Uh-huh.
that like definitely enhanced everything. And you can kind of feel that too when they're loading or unloading with the forklift.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard to actually like get good quality of sleep. So when I do get good quality sleep, I'm very happy.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm so
Shaken baby
sorry.
syndrome.
Are you like okay, or does it still like affect you? Like if when your brother's driving, do you still feel it?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes. Like recently, like the past trip that we did, um, I was like so tired, right? So I
Uh-huh.
knocked out the first couple of hours while he was driving, but then there's like so many freaking narrow construction zones. It's not
Mm.
even funny. Like it's ridiculous. But at one point he was doing a turn and it's like a curve. He was going 60 miles an hour on that curve
Yeah.
and like it was actually a fine drive, but me sleeping and resting, it felt like he was going way too fast. And so my body like woke me up in a panic. It's like, where am I? Oh my god, it's complete darkness because we also have like light blocking curtains and
Yeah.
weather blocking curtains.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like in the pitch black and then all I feel is just like the truck moving so fast and I'm just like, oh my god, what is going on? It's going way too fast. Am I driving right now? Like I was in like
Oh.
sheer panic mode.
Yeah.
And then
Dang.
I'm like, no, 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 no. My older brother's driving. He's driving. He's driving. He knows what he's doing. He's been at this for 2.5 years. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Go back to sleep. Just go back to sleep.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so, yeah, it was very stressful. So that's kind of like what my nights are sometimes. So thankfully,
Wow.
yeah, thankfully I have a lot of just natural energy to keep me stay awake.
Okay, that's good. Just imagining myself in your shoes, like, or like when I'm sleeping, I'm just like, now I'm like getting like anxiety thinking about it. Like, oh my gosh, I can never do stuff
Yeah.
like that, man. But oh my gosh, props to you for doing that.
You know what sucks even more too?
What?
Going to the bathroom.
Mm, I was gonna
It's
say, do
like,
you have a bathroom in your truck, or do you have to go to the
no.
rest stops and stuff?
Yeah, we have to go to rest stops, truck stops, and sometimes even just like randomly on a highway because it's like, yo,
Oh
it,
yeah, yep, you have to
you
go.
get
You have to
desperate
go.
moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so bad. And I'm like, I have a very tiny bladder. If my freaking older brother can understand, I'm like, I have a tiny figure. I'm a tiny person,
Mm-hmm.
hence tiny bladder. It just makes sense. So
Yeah.
I go frequently.
So
So
if you have to go, do you like knock, like I don't know, like how you do it, like knock, like, hey bro, I gotta go to the bathroom, make the stop right now or something.
oh no, it's not that dramatic.
Okay.
I'm just like, oh yeah, I have to pee pee.
Kuya, help.
Yeah, or like sometimes I just go oni-chan, toilet ikimasu yo. Because we're also learning Japanese
Yeah.
too.
Nice, nice, awesome.
My friend would use a Home Depot bucket and kitty litter. Oh my god, on her long road trip. I
Ah.
posted a video on TikTok about how I needed to poo and waiting for the shipper because they were taking so long. Somebody,
Ah.
there were at least like 5 comments
Mhm.
on that video talking about how they use specifically the freaking Home Depot bucket. But the cat litter is, or the kitty litter is new. Like I haven't read about that, but they're like, just you have a plastic bag, get a Home Depot bucket, and there you go, problem
Oh.
solved. And I'm like, no, I don't want my truck, the inside of my home, basically to smell like poo. Okay, come on, guys.
I know.
Where am I supposed to throw this out?
I know you can't just throw that out anywhere. Like, oh my gosh.
I'm so bad. And like freaking just about 9 out of 10 comments on TikTok are like mansplainers just solving my problems for me. And I'm like, it's really not that much of a problem. I'm just here to share this video to see if other people can relate.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're telling me about that yesterday. It's just like,
Uh,
okay, relax. TikTok, we just chill. Doesn't have to go into more further detail than that, because you're telling me just like, oh no, you're supposed to do this and that. Like, come on, just relax. TikTok, having fun. It's
yeah.
it's just about like how just like how you're experiencing it, which is super cool. I like that. Like that.
Yeah,
Um,
but now I realize the fact that they're actually mansplaining and trying to share their information about it does say that they can relate to the situation. So,
yeah.
community engagement.
There you go. Getting all the truckers together on the TikTok. Hey, at least they
Yes.
have a TikTok.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I'm like, the amount of like truckers that have TikTok. I mean, I shouldn't be too surprised, but for some reason I was really surprised. I'm like, wow, you guys are on TikTok?
Yeah,
And
right?
yeah, they're like old people too.
Yeah, I thought that, boomers wouldn't like TikTok or
Yeah.
anything.
I'm so surprised. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, you never know. You never know these days. Everybody is tech savvy and like wants to get into the social stuff because my dad's into TikTok and everything. So he's up to date. He sometimes watches me on Twitch, which is cool. If you're here, Dad, hi,
Oh,
Dad.
that's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, cause my parents can't see me.
Right.
Yeah, they can't see me all the time, so I was just like, hey, if you want to watch me, you can watch me on Twitch, but I'm crazy. That's what I'm gonna tell them if they watch my content.
I refuse my parents to watch me on Twitch. It's just no, parents, no. But TikTok, sure. Sure. I don't really want to, but sure.
They just want to know if you're okay. That's it.
Really though. I'm
Yeah.
just like I can't like because like when you're around your family, you have to have this certain type of like personality and you have to kind of like hold yourself to like their standards.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so which is why I went to church this morning. Like it's for them, not for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so me being on social media, that's really my time to express myself
Yeah.
as like authentically as I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And if I know that my mom or my dad like sees my social media, then I'm like, fuck, I can't be myself because they'll criticize. They'll say like, why are you doing this or why are you doing that? Are you okay with this? Or is blah 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 blah. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, no, okay, just shut up. Just let
I
me be.
I learned to be really open with my parents as of late, and they've been
Aw.
really like chill about it because I totally feel you on that. Filipinos, Catholic, can be a little strict, but at the same time, if you just like really talk to them and stuff, and they're just like, yeah, cool. Because I so wait, so when I was visiting my parents last time, I told my mom if you could take me to the dispensary.
Why?
And she's like, "What do you need this for?" I'm just like, she's like, "Where am I taking you?" Like, I need to go get some gummies. She's like, "Oh, like like gummies." Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, but mom, it's marijuana in it, so it's good for me because I have little back problems. And can you take me there? It's really close." And my mom probably had to wait like at least 30 minutes for me because there's so many people there, and she's like, what took so long? I'm like, sorry mom, the line was just really long, but I got him. You want some? So that was like really cool. That was like the moment
Did
where
you
I'm just,
wait? Did she have some?
nah, she didn't. I
Oh,
offered.
yeah. Imagine.
Yeah, so it was really cool. I really like loved it because I was like, yeah, she understands. Because I'm like open about like stuff like, yeah, I need it for because I have anxiety. I need to take it to just
Yeah.
relax and whatnot. So so
Oh,
maybe one day, April, maybe you could take your mom will go to dispensary with you or something like that. Just like if you're gonna like be a little open to it.
drama universal is like, especially getting older, they trust your decisions and tell us that they want us to be happy. I like to, I like, so
Mm-hmm.
my personal situation is that my older brother and his wife are in their own condo, and my younger brother is essentially like with his girlfriend 99% of the time
Mm-hmm.
living in her apartment. So I'm really the only one here left living in the basement of our parents.
Yeah.
And whenever I like sit down with my mom, it's like she tells me, "Oh, your brother shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Mother, we're all adults here. Let them handle their situations. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure they'll be fine." But you know, mother being a mother, she just
Yeah.
can't help it. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
They care.
yeah, they do care, but for me being me, I don't want to hear about this.
Oh yeah.
Like, I want to like just focus on what I want to have and gravitate in my life and not worry about like silly little things that don't need to be paid attention to.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. Like also every time I like try to open up to my parents, it makes them sad.
Oh.
Because every time that I like tell them things like my plans, I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna go move to Japan." She's like, "This is too far. Your dad won't approve." And I'm like, "He can't do anything about it if I have my own like debt paid and I can afford it."
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Yeah.
Or like whenever I move out, it's like first time was New York and then second time was Arizona. Third
Yeah.
time, who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah. See where life takes you. That's what's it about. You know. That's where they will gain your trust. I feel like if you're like moving and just super like independent and just like telling them all this and stuff because like I didn't move out of my parents' place because I was just like saving money until 2015 and whatnot. Then I was like super like independent, got like my own apartment, everything. Moved like 4 times, well, just in the same state, but just moved around everywhere. But you know, they they're just like, wow, you can take care of yourself. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I thought I couldn't. So I was like, because I was like, man, how am I gonna do the laundry or something like that? You know, because my mom, because moms are just like that. They always
Yeah.
like I go in my room, the laundry's empty. I'm like, oh, I guess I don't have to do it today. My mom did it for me. But it's just like
Yeah.
those small things, and you like grow up to the things that you're like, oh my gosh, this is cool. Then you're like, I love having conversations with my parents all the time, just like what I'm doing. Like I always do my best to call them every week and just like
Oh.
keep them up what I'm doing with my life and whatnot. Just like, this is what I really want to do, and they like they they trust me, which I really like. They know that I can do it. Like when I tell them about content creating, I'm like, I think I could do this full time because I tell them I don't want to work at my job forever, even though they're paying me well. It's not me. I don't want that. I'm just using, like I like the job where I'm working at. It helps me pay my bills and everything, but I gotta figure it out. Like, because I told them this is possibly the last job that I have to go through, like my dreams, like with freelancing, create my own store, just doing the things that I want to do. And something like that where they just tell me, they're like, Anak, I believe in you.
Anak.
Yeah. They're like, I believe in you, what you're doing, because, sometimes they would watch me on Twitch and they're just like, wow, look at all the people. They're like, you're so popular. I'm like, nah, I'm okay. Something like that. But it just, something like that, that gives me the energy. I like that. So you'll get that, April. I'm sure that you already get that, but once the
Mm.
like moves along more in your life, you'll see that.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah, we'll
believe.
see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Paralnak was like, some people can't handle the real deep talks. Yeah, I'm a little surprised at that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great that you're a family and you can like have that type of connection, which is definitely something I feel like most people nowadays crave more with their parents because like I feel like traditional Asian communities, especially in like Japan,
Mm-hmm.
you have like a strict border of what's appropriate to being a parent or like sharing with your parents and what is not. I know definitely when I was like younger, friggin' when I first moved here to the States and I was in like elementary school and I learned the phrase, yo dog, way, way, way back in elementary school, like back in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And my dad, like we were just playing billiards in our basement
Mm-hmm.
and I said that phrase and my dad's like, anong sinasabi mo? Or like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Wag mo wag mo dalhin yung, he basically said, don't bring anything that you've learned streetwise here to
Oh
like
yeah.
our house. So that was like the first like moment where I'm just like, fuck, I can't be myself. I can't show them who I am when I'm around my friends or like,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I got that
unfortunately.
too. I got that too when I was a kid. Just like, oh,
Mhm.
wow, can't be myself. Then I don't know, just progress. It's very like it's very recently for me. Uh,
Oh yeah.
like with my parents, with that, just being like open minded and just doing it because I'm just like, eventually I don't want to hide myself, especially like when I'm doing like anything in general in life. Only I think the closest thing I hide myself is at work because I have to be professional or something. Because sometimes I just want to burst out and just be myself, but I can't. Sometimes, but I'm just like, it's a job. It's only temporary. I don't want to do that. But yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I feel you, and it hurts when they're like, no, you can't do it. I'm like, dang it, I wanna say that word.
Well, I think like I mean, we are definitely opening up a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's just really funny because when I was younger, my dad would always be like, "You can't date until you have you have your degree. You can't date until you have a job. You can't date until X, Y, and Z." And then at that time I was still dating because I can't resist like, hello, teenager hormones and
Yeah.
all these
Right.
things. I'm still gonna date, like what the freak. And then now as a young adult, I'm not dating and my dad's like, so I think it's time for you to start dating now. When are you gonna, give us like grandkids?
Oh
And
my gosh. Yes.
I'm over here like, jokes on you, cause I'm not.
Yeah. That is like the whole like my whole family, my titos and titas. Like so they're just like, so when are you gonna have a kid? Do you have a girlfriend yet? I'm like, nope. I'm just living my life. I just tell them, just living my life, going out to festivals, partying, loving life, something like that. And they just like laugh. They're like, so maybe next year you're gonna get married. I'm like, no, I just wanna just chill, hang out. So I'd say
Yeah.
whenever I'm ready, I'm ready.
Mm.
Something like that. I don't know. It's like a common question. It makes me laugh though when they say that. Like, do you have a girlfriend? If so, are you getting married? Because when I had like my ex girlfriend, they're just like, "Oh, when are you gonna marry him?" I'm like, sorry, I forgot to tell you about that. They won't say that. And it's like, oh gosh, awkward.
Dude, my dad randomly came out of the bathroom from like brushing his teeth and was like, like saying it out loud to my mom and my younger brother who was home. I actually left the house.
Hmm.
He was like brushing his teeth and then he like randomly got out. My mom was telling me, he was like, maybe April should date this person because they're not too ugly. They have money, but they're short. She should start dating him. He's in the Philippines though. Oh, she has her own plans. She probably won't date him. I'm like, really? My dad just randomly did that, so I had to like confirm it with my younger brother. I'm like, yo, did Papa say this? And then he was like, yeah, he did.
Ah,
I'm just like,
it's the money. My
mm.
Lola always try to hook up the single like her single grandchildren up in the Philippines. She's like, oh, she's gonna become a nurse. you can bring her over here. Then she can make you a lot of money. Because I know you don't make a lot. I'm like, wow! Wow! Wow,
Like,
Lola!
thanks.
Dang! Like that. But I really react like that to my Lola. Like, wow!
Yeah.
Dang, that was cold. I'm like,
Dude, my dad is like craving to have grandkids so bad to a point where he's like being slightly delusional
yeah.
about certain things. Like my younger brother's girlfriend, they've been dating for like almost 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
She's in, um, she's like an eye doctor. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, she's only like 23, I think. She's super young. She's like a baby. And so one day my dad like saw her and then he talked to our mom after like they left.
Yeah.
He was like, I think we'll have our grandkids, but they're gonna be illegal. And my mom's like, what? What are you saying? Where is this coming from? And then he's like, I just saw Christopher's girlfriend and she has a big stomach. I think she's pregnant. And then my mom, like, the next time the girlfriend came over, she was like staring at her and she's like, he's crazy. That's not pregnant stomach.
Oh my God.
She's just like had a little bump because she's like stressed, so she's like probably stress eating.
Mhm.
Like my dad's like that desperate to have a kid. Then
Oh
he
my
started like he's thinking about these things, and I'm like, oh my God, Dad, don't like. Oh my God,
Yeah.
she's also still in school. Like she's not gonna focus on that whatsoever.
Right. Are you the
Optometrist,
only?
yes, optometry. She's in optometry school.
There you go. Awesome. Are you the only girl?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
the only
okay.
girl. So I have an older brother and a younger brother. So on my
Oh.
TikToks, I always say older brother for that particular reason. Because if I just say brother, then people, my close friends, will be like, "Which brother?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's my older one, my younger one." So I
Oh,
always
okay.
have to do, yeah.
Nice.
Versus them, they each have a brother and a sister, and I'm like, man, I want a sister.
I have a brother and sister. So middle child, right?
Yeah.
Hey, me too. High five, virtual high five. Middle childs all the way. Middle child. Yeah. Awesome. Hold on. April, let's I'm gonna catch up on a few
Oh yeah.
on the chat here. I think they said a few things. So they said, Hopperpot. Hey, Hopperpot, what up? How's it going, dude? I just finished connecting with my nephew and thanking his parents for how spending time with him blows my mind and helps me grow as a person. Then I tune into this content. Oh, nice.
The timing,
I
the
know.
stars aligning.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. Chosen family support is valid, says Alicia. Parlock says, it's too hard and draining to be fake, at least for me. Parlock also says, yeah, every time I see my mom in a nursing home, she's always like, you got a girlfriend? And does your brother and nephew and niece have boyfriends and girlfriends?
Oh my God.
Just the common things. Yeah. Middle child? Okay. Oh, Shadow Wolf, you're a middle child too? Nice. Middle kid
Dude,
here?
this is delicious.
April, I can't eat peanuts.
So yummy.
April.
It's like it's like the puff, and there's chocolate.
Ma Dexter, how's it going? Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, this is so good.
I wish I can eat that.
I'm so glad. I'm sorry, but I'm so glad I saw this like off the shelf, and then I just saw like okay. So the first thing I saw was like this, like
Yeah.
the chocolatey part, and I'm like, I legit stood in front of it in Trader Joe's for like a good 3 minutes just staring.
You're just like,
I'm like, do I want it?
Should
Do I
I?
want it? Mm-hmm. 3 straight minutes, like standing so still. People probably thought there was something wrong with me, and I'm like, but do I want it? It's poofy. I've never had it before. If I get it and I don't like it, then that's a waste of like $3 right there.
Right.
But if I do like it, then it's another like new snack that we can have. Literally, I was just going back and forth, so freaking like indecisive about it. And then I'm just like, okay, fine, I'm gonna take it. Like, I took it in such an angry motion. I'm just like,
I need this right now. Get in here. No more deciding. You're in the cart or.
But seriously.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, because when I look at new things like that, I'm just like, wow, should I get it? It looks good. I'm just like always debating. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. I don't know. I can't have a lot of that. This is only once in a lifetime thing. Grab it. Yeah.
My biggest issue is that if I don't like it, I don't have anybody to feed it to. Like, no one's gonna finish it, so that's why I'm a little hesitant.
Yeah.
When it comes to trying new things, because then I'm responsible to finish it. And if I don't feel like finishing it, then that's a waste of money right there, and I'm like, sad.
I know, right? April, I got a rando question for you. You ready?
Ooh, yeah.
Yep. So, because I know you like hiking, so I was wondering if you could hike anywhere around the world, where would it be and why?
You know, I actually watched 14 Peaks not too long ago. I don't know if you know this documentary, but it's about this guy and a team of people and a team of climbers that go through like the 14 peaks all over the world, which is like over, I forget how many, like,
what channel is that on, or where is it on? Is it like Netflix or Hulu?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the 14 mountains that peak over 8,000 meters. 8,000 meters equates to, because we're all American here and we don't use meters and we gotta use miles or feet. In feet, I think. Okay, well, 8,000 meters. It's like really, really high. Hold on. Is it feet or miles that we use it?
I think we do feet, right, guys?
Feet. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost like 5 miles vertical. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Ha ha ha. It's 26,000 feet and 246. Yeah. So 26,000. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how high it is. And obviously, like, Mount Everest is like up there with it, because Mount Everest is like the tallest mountain out there. But if I could do one of those freaking just any of those 14 peaks, that would be really cool. Something to train and something to do, but like, I think that's something that I would work towards.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, frick, man, I'm a free soul. Somebody once told me I'm like a free spirited, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Spontaneous, I will take, but free spirited, I'm not a hippie. I don't know. It was just weird.
More, I don't know, like, just for that word, but yeah, just more like open and just, yeah. I'm trying to think of it. Never mind. But oh my god,
like feet. Nah, I'm more for personality.
Oh my gosh, Bloodvein. Hey, Bloodvein, how's it going? It's been a while since I've seen you. Welcome in. Feet guys are like the dark side of the Force. Star Wars reference? Sorry.
I'm more of a wings person.
Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, that's awesome. With trying to think. Sorry, I lost my train of thought, April.
It's okay. Oh, and I had the map, because I did not answer your question earlier of where I've traveled to.
Yeah,
my
where
bad.
have you traveled? No worries. I totally forgot about it. Thanks for the reminder.
So I traveled to, or like, I've made deliveries or pickups in definitely Illinois, Minnesota, fun fact, Wisconsin, Iowa, Indiana, let's see, Connecticut, I've done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, I went to.
Oh.
There's also Texas, and I did Utah, Colorado,
Yep.
as well as Idaho. And I've driven past like Montana, North Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, Kansas, Oklahoma, going to Texas, Nebraska. I've gone through
Yep.
freaking Kentucky, Tennessee. I've gone through Georgia, of course,
Yep.
Ohio, New York City for like a very hot second because of that George Washington bridge.
Yep.
New Jersey, I've passed through. Oh yeah, I also went to like Delaware. So drove past Virginia, West Virginia, and like Maryland. So if I counted that, I should have, I probably should have made count, but yeah, I've been at least like a good 75% of
Mm-hmm.
the states.
Yeah.
Delaware's in the east. It's right underneath Pennsylvania, and then it's right next to Maryland. Maryland is like the left side of
Oh yeah, they're
Delaware.
all kind of like clumped in together. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those states. Wow, that's a lot. April, nice.
I didn't hear Wyoming, which confirms it doesn't exist.
You didn't hear Wyoming.
I think I actually went through. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. So I did go through Wyoming and like, cause we went to Utah. Yeah, and a little bit of Wyoming, and then going to Colorado. I remember now because I was like, "Oh, is Wyoming pretty?" My older brother's like, "No, it's not pretty. There's nothing out there." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
He's like, no, you didn't. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, dude.
You're still in Colorado or Utah when you're driving through Wyoming.
Yeah, like it was just non-existent
Yeah.
whatsoever. But yeah, the West Coast is so pretty and it's so beautiful and such a relaxing drive over there because it's like mostly like flat.
Yeah.
So it's really great. Like I would much rather drive on the west side than the east side because the east side you go through so many mountains and
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of like curves
Yeah.
and hills. So you have to be mindful of like the inclines and declines because when you're in a truck, it's like I had a hard time explaining to my friend why trucks go so slow in an incline. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I'm like, well, they're heavier. My older brother was like, you should tell him that it's like have him run up the stairs or like run up a hill
Uh-huh.
without anything, and then have him run up the hill with a 50-pound backpack. Is he faster or slower with a 50-pound backpack?
Mm. April, did you do
So,
a TikTok video of that?
no,
That'd be a good idea.
you think so?
With incline,
Because,
yeah. Just in your
yeah.
own way. I like that'd be awesome, but that's just like shooting out idea. You don't have to.
I'm like, I mean, it's a good like metaphor for
Yeah.
people to understand why trucks go so slow.
Hmm.
But in my head, like, I thought that's exactly why. Like, it just to me it made sense, but
Yeah.
apparently people's minds, like his, it didn't make sense, and I'm like, what? Why wouldn't it? Like, maybe because I learned it so early, back
Hmm.
in elementary school, maybe, or even middle school, about like an intersection of three emergency vehicles. One of them is like the fire truck, another is a police officer, and then the third one is an ambulance.
Oh.
And the question was, of the three vehicles, which one is most likely to keep going while the other two stop?
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so before I give the answer, do you want to try and figure it out?
Let's see here. Can you repeat it again? Like the
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's a four-way intersection and there's three emergency vehicles going in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
They have to like cross that intersection.
Yep.
The three emergency vehicles are a fire truck, an ambulance,
Uh-huh.
and a police.
Uh-huh.
They have their sirens on and everything. So of the three, which one is more likely to keep going while the other two stop?
Ambulance. For
Is
sure.
most likely to keep going?
Yeah.
Why?
Cause it's an emergency. Somebody might be dying, and they go faster. I don't know.
I'm curious. Can chat
Yeah,
ask or can chat answer?
yeah. Chat. If you
Because
wanna put it into what your thoughts are or what you think the answer is, feel free to.
yeah, no clue. Is it a fire truck? Um, well, to go back to your answer, D-Rad,
Yep.
that's definitely one of like the popular answers that my classmates and I answered was the ambulance because when you think of ambulance, you think of somebody probably is already inside
Yeah.
getting like taken to the hospital, so that's like the super emergency. And then we
Mm-hmm.
talked about it and we're like, the fire truck, they can just like wait a couple of moments because they're probably not that like important
Yeah.
to like the rescue or something. Like we just didn't think that the fire truck was that important. And then
Oh my god.
we started to like think about the police, and they're like, well, if the police needs to stop somebody from like shooting people, but fire, we didn't really think about the fire too much.
I know, right? I was like thinking about that too. I'm like, oh, fire trucks. Man.
And then police to clear the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I would say ambulance. See, yeah, just because it's like, saving somebody's life. But the actual answer is, yeah, it is Mod Deck Star, like the fire truck. And the reason for that
Oh.
isn't because of like the actual reason behind the emergency. It's because of the vehicle itself. The fire truck takes a lot longer to stop and a lot like yeah, it takes a lot longer to stop. It's
Yeah.
really it's like equivalent to like any other like trucks with
Yep.
trailers. So for an emergency vehicle, all three of them to collide, the police car is really like easy to stop because it's just a regular car,
Yep.
even if it's like an SUV. And then the ambulance is like a box truck essentially, and they still have a better control of stopping compared to like this massive fire truck because that's a lot of like weight and gravity to like continue going through, and inertia, what's in motion stays in motion.
Right.
And so if you try to stop that, that's a lot of force
Uh
that
huh.
needs to be like held back. So the fire truck actually will have to go through while the other two stop.
Oh yeah. Makes sense
Hmm.
now. Just thinking about it
Yeah.
and stuff. So wow, we learned something new.
Yeah, so I learned that at a very young age. So then I guess that's like it stuck with me, and then it just made everything else just made sense.
Oh, okay, nice. See, it brought it to you for your driving trucks.
Dude, it's insane. Like the amount of things that I see as a truck driver and all these crazy things. It's like you have to be I almost like shake my head so much at like the people that are just there's a phrase called steering wheel holders.
Yeah.
Steering wheel holders are basically just there to collect the miles and not care for the truck or like the people around them or like
Mm-hmm.
anything but like, bank. So for those people, they kind of, or like even super truckers that think that they're all that because they know everything. My older brother used to be a super trucker,
Yeah.
thinking that he knew everything and he would just like speed through people and be like that. And then he's like, I've done that and I've done the calculations. It's not worth it. So I'm going to teach you not to be either of those two.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with people that actually exist who speed as a trucker, and it's like ridiculous because you really shouldn't because of exactly what we just said.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I've seen already trucks that have gone like topped over on a curve because they were going too fast and they were like in the ditch with their like their like four-way hazards on because of that. And I'm like, you could have prevented that if you just gone slower.
Uh
And
huh.
then moments later, still because it was like a curvy road, I saw two trucks off to the side of the shoulder because as they were like turning and going too fast, there's a tail swing. So a tail swing is basically like the end of your wheel is here, and then
Mm-hmm.
this is like the end of the truck. So it's like you're in the front, and then it'll swing out as you turn.
Right.
Those two trucks that were like off into the right shoulder basically like collided sideways. So one's like drive side mirror was basically like squished, and
Yeah.
then the
Oh my
other,
gosh, that's terrible.
yeah, yeah. So no injuries for that like
Uh
type
huh.
of accident, but that's a lot of money to replace like your rear view mirror or like your side view mirrors, because you have like essentially like three different mirrors on that side view mirror. There's like your
Yep.
big main mirror, and there's like a side mini mirror, um, and then oftentimes there's a top mirror on the passenger side too. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like that's the most widest part of the truck. And if those two truckers just slow down on those curves instead of trying to like beat each other,
Yeah.
that definitely could have been prevented. I've seen freaking rails on the curves that got broken.
Yeah.
So essentially, that person is dead because they went off and it was like a hill too. So I'm like, dude, people need to like slow down and calm down because this job is really dangerous. Like, it's actually really,
Yeah.
really dangerous. People could die, and people have died.
Uh huh.
Like, have you seen that viral TikTok of the guy who just like closed his eyes and like rammed into people on the right shoulder?
No.
Oh, okay. So it like went viral.
Uh huh.
I saw it on my Facebook feed, but essentially there's a cam, like a dash cam,
Yeah.
for basically every truck. It's almost required. He had two. That company that he worked for had one facing the driver, and then the other is like off to like the actual road. And this video in particular, there were two cars off of the shoulder, the right shoulder, and there was a person like in between the cars, and I'm sure like the other one was like inside their car.
Yeah.
It's a day truck too, so they're not like me where I drive like over the road, which is like far. This is a day truck, so they're probably like local.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, that video, he was awake, and then all of a sudden, he just like closed his eyes and he like had his head back. And with a truck, you feel everything. So as soon as he like had that impact with those people, dude, I can guarantee you those people are probably like dead, because if you're a day truck and you have that 53-foot trailer behind you,
Mm-hmm.
when you hit like when you're I'm like trying to use something to like use a metaphor, but like when you hit that curve
Yeah.
and then you're like the rest of your trailer follows you,
Mm-hmm.
those people, like he hit those people on an impact with his like the front of his truck. So basically it would like hit them, and then the remaining tail, because he probably kept going straight, the tail would also hit them, so they're basically crushed to death. So when I told my older brother about that, he's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, that's why people, when they get into car crashes and accidents, they should go to an exit ramp and not like the right shoulder, because stuff like that happens. He even had like a coworker that had literally the exact same thing happen, and they died because of a trucker who was not like aware of like that situation, and it happens. And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it happens, this is a dangerous job. And I'm like, no wonder we get paid so much.
Yeah.
You're reliable for other people's
Yeah.
lives and ourselves.
Yeah. It's yeah. Any jobs like that, it's like very risky. Of course, they're gonna pay you well, but at the same time, it's part of the job too. Like where it's a lot of things you have to learn, a lot of risk factors, liability, and it's like whenever I see a truck driving off the freeway, I get like so scared. I'm like, I don't want to be right by it. I just like,
Dude, I don't even trust other truckers. Like, the moment that I see another truck next to me, I'm like, you better not touch me. Don't touch me. Like, that was like one of my first videos that I posted, and not a lot of people got it, but
yeah,
then more and more truckers found me, and they're like, oh my god, this is so accurate, this is so true. And I'm
yeah,
like, every time, like, it's still very relevant. Like, please don't touch me, don't touch me, like, go away. And I'm like
oh
trying
my
my best to
gosh,
avoid that.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, like, if truckers need to like be a little bit better too, especially those two categories, imagine the little people who don't even cannot drive for their life. I'm just like, Please don't be next to me. Like, it's like one of my pet peeves too is like when it's a multi-lane and there's like 3 lanes, I'm all the way in the right,
Yeah.
and there's like construction or an accident that I need to shift over to the middle lane.
Mm-hmm.
One of my pet peeves is that there's a car right next to me and the very left lane is wide open. I have my turn signal on and they just stay. They just stay. They won't move over to the left when it's completely like free and open.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody in front of them, nobody behind them. I'm just like, bruh, can you like move?
Right? No hesitation or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my older brother's like, yep, people won't move. It's just gonna happen. And I'm like, they're ruining my cruise. Because I don't want to break.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah,
a
you
lot of
don't want
effort
to.
for the. Yeah, that's a lot of effort for the truck to like have to brake and then pull itself back up. Because it's a lot of. It's so much weight. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, drivers need to be more better educated. Truckers need to be better educated. Like everybody just let's all be safer together. And then he was telling me apparently in Germany, if you get a speeding ticket once, your license is revoked forever and you have to pay for that fee too.
Oh,
Yeah, they
wow.
take it
What?
very seriously there.
Anything like your license, your truck driver, or just driving in general, they'll just take it away?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
driving in general. Yeah.
Ooh.
I need to
Okay.
fact check that, but I trust
Yeah.
my older brother. He watches a lot of
At
podcasts.
least, at least they make people safe like that. Kind of like scares
Oh
them.
my
Like, I don't want to like lose my license. I gotta follow what they're
yeah.
saying, whatnot. Because that's I kind of like that.
I
Yeah.
honestly think it's so smart. Like,
Yeah.
America needs to adopt that because there are way too many people who are speeding. I know I was one of them when I started driving again after like 8 years of not driving, but that was in a car or like that was in my pickup truck and
Yeah.
I was going through and I'm just like, it was like friggin' oh, what was it? Where was it? It was in Kansas. Yeah, it was in freaking Kansas. No, I lied. It was in Oklahoma. When you're going through like a road that's open
Mm-hmm.
and the speed limit's like 65 miles an hour and then all of a sudden it turns into 55, then 45, then 35, then back to 45 and then 55 and then 65. Yeah, I was like cruising through it and I'm like, oh, if it's gonna go back up anyway, why should I slow down? And then
Right.
freaking police like caught me right there and I'm like, the speed limit literally says 45 right there and I'm going 47 in a 35 and I'm like, it's about to change. Like, what?
Just right there. Then you just catch me
Yeah,
up that.
yeah. And he's like, well, I caught you going 47 at a 35. And I'm like, mm,
Come on, it's right there, brah.
yeah, it was ridiculous. But
uh,
regardless, I feel like, yeah, speeding definitely does kill. And we should enforce it more to, like, not speed.
oh yeah. There's my old place, my old apartment, and I would just like walk across the street from it, and it's a 30 because it's I believe it's like 35 miles per hour, but people go 60 because that goes towards like the city and the airport, and I think there's a few people that have died already on that street because when I was like living off that section, I think like two people passed away on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, and because I'm just like, because people are driving at least like 60, 70 miles per hour all the time on that.
Yeah.
They don't have they don't have like light indication where people are like walking crosswalks or anything like that because it's like very old school or anything. And funny story, like I was eating at the diner and the news people like the local news was there and they were like recording some stuff and they actually went in the restaurant and there's like, hey, can we ask you about something? I'm like, yeah. So did you hear about the accident that happened over here? And I'm just like, not recently. You're just like, well, somebody passed away because somebody was driving 70 miles per hour here. And I'm assuming it's very dangerous because he's like, do you live around here? I'm like, yep, I live right in that apartment. I don't like that way because I'm like, people are driving like it's supposed to be 35, but people are driving at least 60, 70 all the time there. And they're just like, do you want to be featured in news? I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Then like I
Hell
went in there, I was like
yeah.
ready, I was like, all right. Then I should just link it to you. I should show you. It's hilarious. But I was just like saying like, oh my gosh, it's really bad. You know, they don't have light indication out there. People are always driving. The city of St. Paul, Minneapolis should do something about it. Like I walk across that street every day to get to the bus, and I feel like I'm gonna get hit. I feel like I'm Frogger out there. I said that, but they cut the Frogger thing out. I'm like, God dang it, they cut that reference out.
Aww.
But yeah, it was like legit real. So I was just like saying all that because
Yeah.
it's dangerous. You know, sometimes just don't learn enough, and you know, it's like, do we have to go back to driving school? Because you know, we only take it once in our lives. Like,
Hmm.
well, depending if you're like at school, you'll take it in high school only once. But if you're getting your license, only once again. But yeah, I don't know.
Or
It's
even
great.
as an adult too. Sometimes you don't even need to take driving school. Like my sister-in-law who moved here from the Philippines, she didn't have to go to driving school. She just took the test
Mm-hmm.
and got her license that way. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while, so I don't know about that. I didn't even know about that, April. That's crazy. You should know.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like each like region of like in the Midwest or the East Coast or West Coast have different styles of driving.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know for sure like the Midwest. I don't know if it's like because you're out in the Midwest too. A lot of passive aggressive people. Like they'll
Mm-hmm.
get mad at you and they're just like, hey, because they, you know, because a lot of people where I live, they drive really slow, like really slow during the winter. I mean, no, during the when it's spring and summertime for some reason. But during the winter, they drive fast because they have like you know they got like their winter tires and everything. It's
Uh,
really weird that happens. I'm just like, what's going on? Why are you like this? Then like in California, they're everybody driving like crazy, so everybody has like their different styles. Like it's scary to me when I'm driving because I've seen my cousin driving and they're like honking all the time. Oh, that's normal to us. We just need them to move. I'm like, I can't do that. I'm like, like, and it's like they're like really up close to each other. Look like they're gonna hit each other, but they're not. And I don't know, but I don't know how like East Coast people drive. But I'm just like, ugh, ugh.
Hopperpot said y'all do not want to drive in DR, the Dominican Republic. The rules are just suggestions. That reminds me of like this comedian, I forget who it was, maybe Joe Coy,
Hmm.
was talking about freaking all the different driving styles all over the world.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if it was India or in the Philippines, where it's like lanes, it's make or like make your own lane kind of a thing in one of those
Oh my
countries.
gosh, I
Yeah.
remember. So, April, have you been to the Philippines before?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the driving
You
there's
make your own
scary.
lane.
Yeah, I remember my dad doing like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, hey, this is how we drive here. We gotta just do our own thing. And I was like, oh, what the heck? And it's just like in those like narrow streets too, where it's all clunked up. And if you can't get in, because you know, because my dad, he grew up in Manila, so we were there staying, and he was just like so clunked up, and it's just like in the side street where you like feel like you don't have any room or anything, but it's just amazing just to see something like that.
Yeah. It's scary.
Yeah,
80 is the minimum. Where? Fast
California.
lane in California. Oh. See, driving in Arizona where everything is like literally 30 miles away from you and you're in that 7 lane highway or
Yeah.
freeway. I'm always on the very left lane going 85.
Ah, okay. I'm in
But
like
it's Arizona. I'm
yeah.
like, it's really senseless over there to like go 45 in the freeway or
Oh
even
yeah.
like 50. Like
I,
7 lanes, yeah. Dude, my cousin visited me in Arizona and I took her to the freeway because we were road tripping
mhm.
to the Grand Canyon. She's like, cousin, it's so scary over here. What the freak? How are you driving in these many lanes? I'm like, it's like a video game. You just look, see if it's free. If it's free, you go.
Yep. Then you're like vroom.
Yeah, she was so scared. She's like, "You have 7 lanes here. How do you do it?" I'm like, "We have 7 lanes? Oh, I guess we do."
I think yeah, it's like for mostly like the West Coast if they're like deserts, because I think California has them. I know for sure Las Vegas has them. Like they'll have like up to like 6 lanes if you're just driving through the desert. And
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to Arizona, but I'm sure it's kind of like the same thing too. Just how the style of it looks and stuff. But I wouldn't. I I've driven through there. It's not that bad. I like it.
Yeah,
But at
it's
the same
really
time, I
nice.
get scared. But like, I prefer driving in Vegas than in California because everybody's like, I'm like, getting anxiety thinking about it. Stop.
City drivings were like really bad too. Like freaking
Hmm.
New York. Oh man.
Oh, how's
New York
that?
is not, dude, it's not built for truck driving whatsoever. So I'm like, never,
Did you have to
never
drive
going
through,
here.
like, through the cities, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
going from Pennsylvania to Connecticut, we had to go through the George Washington Bridge
Uh huh.
between New Jersey and New York. Oh my God, over there is like my older brother was in the middle of the lane or the middle lane and he was like, dude, at some point both trucks on his left and his right were not good with like centering their trailers in the
Uh huh.
lines. So he had to like watch out for both like side view mirrors at the same time to make sure he doesn't get hit because yeah, it happens.
Whoa,
Yeah.
man. But hey, at least you get experience and stuff like that. That's
Oh
that's a
yeah.
good thing that you've driven through
Oh,
all like these different places. You know what to do. That's good because like I like my dad. He's not a trucker or anything, but when he went over to America the first time, he wanted to just travel around like the states and see like how like the style of driving is because whenever like I go anywhere my dad's just like he's not afraid. He just like, oh yeah, I know how to drive here. This is the style how you have to
mm.
do it because he adapts well. Like when he was telling me in New York when we went to New York when I was a kid, my dad was driving and he was just like doing it like how I was like, whoa, dad, how do you know how to drive here? He's like, oh, I've been here before when I was like 18, and I was like driving around here, so I know like where to go and like knows how to do this, and yeah, it just adapts to it so well. I was just like, dang, I wish I got your genes, but
Oh,
I have anxiety like my mom, so
oh my gosh.
yeah, it's like my brother and my sister have more of my dad than I do.
Mm.
So I'm just like, nope, don't trust me, guys, if you want me to take you anywhere. I'll just like be really slow. I'm like, okay, guys, where's the exit again? Where do I have to put this? Or something like that. That's just me. I'm just like, I prefer somebody else driving if you don't like grandma drivers like me. Just a careful driver. I would say I'm a
Yeah,
careful
careful driver is
driver.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like being a careful driver is almost like a mental strength type of thing to have, to not be influenced by the speeders next to you, to not be intimidated by the people like behind you trying to get you to go faster.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, you kind of have to like have that mental strength to just like block everybody else and just like cruise at the
Yeah.
speed that you want to cruise.
I think I think what really helps me is music a lot. So I
Mm.
have to put in like anything like EDM or just like something that I like, and I have to blast it a little bit. Then I have to like I vibe with it. Then I'm just like because when I'm like singing along in the car, I'm like "Na, na, 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 na." I'm like oh whatever, pass me. I'm going 60. You guys can go 80. I don't care something. But if I don't have music, then I get kind of scared and stuff because I have like an old car, so sometimes the radio won't work, or I need to buy a new cassette tape player to put into the cassette thing. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I don't have anything, or something like that. So, yeah. But that'll change soon. That'll change soon. So,
Freaking Ma Dexter is like, my
oh
dad and I are the same size, so I have a lot of my dad's genes. And Alicia Plays
my
says
god.
you also have his jokes, apparently. Some dad jokes.
Oh my gosh, guys. Stop it.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Oh my gosh, I don't have a sound bite for that. Let's just give you a applause. That was good. That was good. That was good, Mod Dexter. And Alicia adding to it. Oh my gosh. So, April, I got a couple more questions for you.
Yeah.
So, what are you most passionate about in life?
Oh God. I thought this wasn't gonna be a hard question.
You got this. I believe you.
What am I most passionate about in life?
Yep.
I guess self-respect.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like I'm constantly growing. We're getting into a really deep topic, but
No, that's
I
fine.
guess yeah. But yeah, so I'm constantly like adapting to my situations, and I never know what's gonna happen, even if I try and plan things. Like freaking Arizona, I did not plan. I literally have not planned my life for like quite some time.
Yep.
Like, I didn't know I was gonna go to fashion school when I moved here. I didn't even know I was gonna move here in America. Like, so I'm just constantly adapting to whatever life throws at me, and it's great because it's like almost like makes you strong kind of a thing, because some people really don't like change.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've gone through a handful of like relationships where the guy is like, oh, I don't want to move. My friends and my family are here and my support system is here. Like, I can find a job here. Like, I don't want to move. So that's like my first high school boyfriend that we broke up. And then whenever
Mm-hmm.
I started dating, I don't know why, but I kept attracting the same type of guys where they're like very stagnant and they want to stay where they are. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I don't know where I want to be. I don't know where to go, which is probably why I'm still single, is because a lot of people are not open to uncertainties. And
Yep.
so, I'm very passionate about making sure that I'm happy and making sure that I allow myself to just enjoy life to like the fullest. And I feel like it comes with a lot of self respect to be able to do that. And I say that because it's like you need to know yourself confidently, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to know your own decisions and your wants and interests to a point where everybody else's opinions and their thoughts or like their distractions don't matter. And so having that self-respect of being true to yourself and being as obnoxious as you want to be and doing whatever it is that you want to be is definitely a passion of mine. I'm always constantly like learning about, like, I read books of like the Atomic Habits
Mm-hmm.
and the Art of Not Giving a Fuck is really the Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Those are really good
Oh.
books that kind of just like reiterated my mindset and my mentality, which was really nice and comforting to validate me as like this like person who's just constantly like looking for self improvement.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people can, I can't really talk to a lot of people about where I'm coming from with this type of like mindset, because they're not in my shoes, where they're
Yeah.
not constantly like adapting or like looking for new opportunities and stuff like that, so they can't relate. And so when I read those books, it was a really great way to validate my thoughts and where I was coming from, questioning myself like, okay, I'm in this weird transition of literally letting go of my life from Arizona and everything that I built there to starting over again and
Mm-hmm.
learning something new. I'm questioning myself. I'm like, what kind of lifestyle do I want, and how am I going to get to my like ideal body that
Yeah.
I want to maintain, because I'm very like athletic, so I want to keep my muscles and my figure and stuff like that. So I had to like really think about everything, like nutrition and all that. So
Right.
yeah, anything where it like relates to self-respect, like self-improvement, I'm very passionate about, and I can talk to people about it like for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Like the whole I love you challenge, where you go in front of a mirror to tell yourself that I love you,
Mm-hmm.
making sure that you are aware that you're appreciating yourself and positive self-talk. I'm very like passionate about that. And I don't like really talk about it to like this kind of deep level because not a lot of people can handle it.
Yeah.
First of all, second of all, it's like sometimes too deep and too serious, and I don't want to take life too seriously. Like I
Yeah.
hone it, it's there in the back of my mind. I practice it, and being able to practice it means just being myself. And on the daily, I'm like this really energetic, happy person, and people even say that I don't think you ever have a bad day in your life the way like how you present yourself. And I'm like, I always have bad days. I just like
Yeah.
learn how to like handle it, and I just always look at the brighter side of things. Sometimes it's hard to look at the brighter side of things and force yourself to look at it because then you're almost like neglecting your emotions.
Yep.
So lately, I've been allowing myself to feel certain ways. Like if I'm sad and I know why I'm sad, I'm like, it'll be okay. But then I'm like talking to myself, I'm like, okay, I know that it'll be okay, but I also want to be able to just feel sad. Let me feel the sad. Being sad is valid. It's okay to be sad.
Yeah.
Like about silly things too.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm sad from my period. And then the
Yeah.
moment that I realize it's my freaking period and my hormones making me sad, I like snap out of it like almost instantly. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's almost kind of fun being able to analyze yourself from like a different perspective in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a challenge on the daily to be able to question yourself in like the right questions and like, okay, if we feel sad, why do we feel sad? Why is this making us sad? And I'm just like, I'm sad right now. Why do I feel sad? Did I take my vitamins? Did I drink enough water? Did I get sleep? Did I eat? And if all those answers are yes, then I go to continue asking myself, why do I still feel sad? And I'm like, oh, wait, is it my period?
Yeah.
And then the moment I realize that it is, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not sad anymore. So just being able to, like, be aware of those things. And then if something like a little bit more than just my period actually does bother me, like freaking men and boys, because I have nothing else better to think about sometimes, then it's like, okay, questioning myself, like, all right, so what can I do to make myself feel better?
Mm-hmm.
What can I control in this situation, knowing that whatever I do doesn't matter because it's always up to like the guy to reciprocate whatever.
Yeah.
And if they don't reciprocate, then that just goes to show like they're not really that interested. So I should not be sad about it. It
Mm-hmm.
sucks to feel like you're not enough for somebody, but at the same time you are enough for yourself, and know that people want different things, and to just be able to understand that really helps me get through like my day whenever I feel like I'm getting rejected. And it's really not me, it's more of like our lifestyles just don't collide, and it's just a
Mm-hmm.
matter of that. So been going through a lot of that lately. So then I was just like, at this point, I can just live vicariously through my friends and their relationships, and I can just be single and just continue to travel and do
Yeah.
whatever my heart desires.
Yeah, just live your life. That's how you're doing it, and I appreciate that and respect that a lot about you, because I could totally tell just like going through your streams, like because I sense people's auras, like how they are, like their personality wise and whatnot. I'm just like, April is just. I could tell she's loving herself, as a person, just like the joy that you feel because you shared like a few things like on your Twitch, but nothing like too detailed or anything. And I could sense that I'm like, oh, then your stories too through like IG and stuff, and yeah, you just continue to keep loving yourself. You're allowed to feel those emotions, how you're feeling. If you're sad, upset, happy, because there's people that have told me like, man, you're so happy and chill all the time. I wish I could be. I'm like, no. After like, well, I have those feelings where I'm like upset. I'm just like, gosh, I hate the things that I do. I'm like, why am I like this and like that? It's just how it is, like because it's like past history, what happened, like in the past, and you still kind of like think about that stuff, but you need to like balance those things out and fight it because I remember talking to you about it like yesterday. Just like you have
Mm-hmm.
these thoughts and you have these thoughts, the X and Y's, and yeah, it's just really just about like balancing it and whatnot. Then we're all the authors of our own book that we're writing, so you know, yeah, like people say, you really have to do you, and whatever makes you happy, do it. Cause I like that. I like everything that you said. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it, April.
Yeah, I think Hopper Pole
Hmm.
Pot also had like a good amount of things to say.
Okay.
You can read it.
All right. Let's go back. Do. Strange because okay. Stagnation is my least favorite phenomenon because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. The subtitle Art of Not Giving a is a really good one, as well as one titled On Your Brain. Says Hopper Font. Then Typho Ren says, not really caring what others think is a great mindset. Hopper says again, you deserve every bit of love you give to others. Bad things are good things, just bad. All of your feelings are valid. Ma Dexter says, thinking about food always makes me feel better. True, that doesn't go. And Hopperpot says again, I have a saying that I prefer to balance the scale of adding it to it. So whenever I'm unsatisfied with something in my life, I try to shift focus to things that will satisfy me or things that I do have and I'm grateful for, rather than focusing on negativity and trying to make changes by reducing oneself. Alicia says emotions are so complicated and different for everyone. The only real thing you can do is learn your way and how they can affect you and others around you. Yes, preach, Queen. Good words. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Very much agreed.
Yeah, concur.
Yeah, emotional intelligence was something that was brought to my attention, especially when I was going through my coding boot camp.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the amount of tears that I like shed from that experience because it was so hard
Uh huh.
and it was so difficult being a beginner at something new, and then the same thing for truck driving too. I get so frustrating, but this time around as a truck driver, learning something new, I'm going through something difficult, I'm handling it so much more, like so much better compared to coding boot camp. But when I did not handle it well in my coding boot camp experience,
Yeah.
one of my friends actually like texted me off to the side because we were in a group text.
Uh huh.
And because he did this, it also makes me like I will take this to my I'll take this like action to heart now too and go forward. And it's almost like he texted me off to the side from our group chat because I was like so upset about the situation that was happening. And he was like, "Hey, April, are you okay if I tell you something that's logical? Because right now it sounds like you're more emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I give you some advice?" And then I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I'm ready for it." The fact that he even just like asked that question before he started telling me stuff
Right.
is like so huge. So relationship wise, I actually need that now. Because it allows me to know that they're looking out for me and they're not attacking me. Because if like you're in an emotional state, anything that anybody says, you're immediately gonna take it as if they were
Oh
attacking
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that he even did that, I was like, oh man, that's actually really attractive. I need that in my life now. So he did that, and then he like walked me through everything, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Emotional intelligence means that you can withstand something that isn't so pleasant and be able to like accept your emotions, know that you're frustrated, it sucks, but then move past it to a point where you're like, okay, what can we do better?
Yeah.
Just focus on what we can do better and then actually do it and take action. So it was really great to have that experience, and it's like
Yeah.
a core moment now in my head to have that. And I actually talked about that last night too with
Oh.
um like like this guy about having that type of like warning before
Yeah,
anything happens.
I'm gonna take notes on that right now. No, but no, that's a really good thing. Just being serious with that, because it really takes two when it comes to relationships to like figure out, like, the balance between, you know your partner and how you're gonna make it feel better. Because, like, a good example is like one of my close friends is like, if you're not arguing or anything, you know, that means you're not having like a good relationship, because you need to, like, it takes two, because they keep telling me about it, and they always give me like advices like on like how to do it, because it prepares myself, just for certain things like that. If I ever get into having like a partner in my life that I really want to appreciate. And let's see, but the number one thing, of course, is like loving myself. I always do that. Like, when you're doing the mirror thing on like on Instagram, and I was just like, I really never gave it a chance to do that, so I was like, I want to give it a shot. Then now, like I told you yesterday, like, I placed the mirror right by my door before I head to work, and I tell myself, D-Rad, you're really good at what you do in life. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing, and your anxiety is what you have. It's okay, because that's who you are, and you're trying to fix it because you're aware of that, and that's a good thing. And you make people happy around you. So keep smiling and keep loving yourself. So I always do that. So thank you, April, for making
Yeah.
that post, because that really helped me out. And I just really appreciate it. And everybody else on here too, you're the same thing. You always got, when you guys come and hang out with me, you guys are like my therapy. You guys make me so happy, and I'm glad to be able to gain like friendships with everybody, and April here, which is like, this is why I love doing lunch with a friendo, with friends, because I love talking to them. When I feel off their vibes, I'm just like, I want to talk to them, and just like, you know just talk to them about like life in general. And it's just makes me so happy, because like after this, when the stream is done, I'm just like, man, that was a good stream. I'm gonna remember that forever.
Oh, friggin' Hopper Pot is really funny.
What's up, bro? Okay, I had to demonstrate emotional intelligence last night with my family, and I disagreed on which Encanto character my older sister was. Oh my gosh. Turned out I had a different view of my sister than even she did of herself, and I ended up learning about her and letting go of my perspective. Thank you, Encanto. That's the Pixar Disney film, right? I've not yet watched that
Yeah.
yet. Oh, wait, did we talk about that yesterday?
You need to watch it. It's really
Yeah.
good. My younger
Okay.
brother's girlfriend actually got me to watch it. And they were both like, yo, you need to watch it. And I'm like, okay. And so while I was in truck driving school, I watched so many Disney movies and
Okay.
Pixar's. Yeah.
Okay,
It's really
I
good.
remember that, because now like Hopper Pot's bringing it up. That's so cool. That's good. I love movies like that, that like impact, or like you see like the messages in life and stuff. Because personally for me, I like to watch a lot of stuff that's deep, but at the same time, gives you like, it's like a funny perspective as it too, but you learn something from it. You know.
Dude, whenever I need to cry, because I just sometimes need to cry,
Mm-hmm.
I always watch like Pixar movies.
Yeah.
And freaking that, and there was also another one. I think. Ah, hold on. It was another Pixar movie on Disney.
What are some of your favorites? Do you like to
Definitely Big
watch?
Hero 6.
Oh, okay, I've never seen that one.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen a lot, April. I need to get a Disney Plus and watch everything.
You really do. My
Mm-hmm.
sister-in-law got us Disney Plus. So I got lucky, and she got us that. So I'm just
Nice.
like, yay. Oh, it was okay. So the whole Silencio Bruno is Luca. That's the other one that I was talking to you about yesterday.
Yeah.
But the one that I watched that really made my eyes like water unexpectedly, right? Because it's an adventure about two brothers.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Onward. And oh my god, like I was so good. I was just like, I need everybody to watch Onward. Go on freaking Disney Plus and go watch Onward. It's so freaking good. I would have never expected it too.
Onward.
Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I keep hearing about all this. Like, okay, I have to get Disney's Plus. Next paycheck, gonna get one.
Yeah, Big Hero 6 is the one with Baymax.
Baymax, okay.
And Pathogen Beats, right? Onward is unappreciated. Like, at first I was just like, I don't want to watch this. This kind of looks weird. But then I was just like, you know what? Let me just give it a shot. And then, oh my god, like, I could not stop watching it. I was like on my toes the entire time, just like, ah.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Alright, Onward. Okay, there's Encanto. Okay, there's a lot. Oh my gosh. I
There's
have to
also
catch
Luca.
up.
Don't forget Luca, because Luca is the one that has like Silencio Bruno.
So
And
okay.
then it's like, wait, who's Bruno? Why is his name Bruno? And I'm just like, it's from Encanto, you freaking Pixar people and their inside jokes.
They always have that. They always have those hidden Easter eggs of that. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I have a lot to catch up, but a lot of people tell me about it. It's just I need to focus on stop working so much on projects and just relax because I need a self-care day.
Yeah.
Just kind of like do that and stuff. And I have to remind myself to do that and just watch something on TV. Just relax and just take it all in. I'll remember that. So yeah, thanks for the suggestions, guys. I really appreciate it. All right, April. I got one more thing before we head off.
Okay.
Yeah, so this one is about video games, and I like to ask everybody about this. So, if you can play one game, it has to be one game. What would it be? Like what's the your most memorable favorite video game that you could play on repeat forever and ever?
I would definitely say, well, I would say two different answers. One would be solo play, and then the second one would be with other people, like my brothers.
Yeah.
Because I really only play video games with them.
Mm-hmm.
So with my brothers, this one's an easy question because we always only play CTR, Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, track racing. Yeah. So we're basically pros at
Oh,
that game.
okay.
For like the amount of times that we've played. Even like I'm really good at it, which is insane because I'm not a video gamer. But whenever we have like friends try to like be the fourth person of our game, they're always like super slow, and we feel bad, and we try to give them a handicap,
Yeah.
let them go around like the track twice, and then on their final lap, that's when we go, and we still end up like beating them.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're actually pretty good. And then it got to a point where it was actually too like rigged, where the first player, my older brother's always the first player, I'm always the second player, my younger brother's always the third player.
Yeah.
It got to a point where it got like really rigged that my older brother wouldn't win any of the cups anymore, and my younger brother and I just really got so much better.
Yeah.
And then we kept like taking turns in winning. And my older brother's like, this is rigged. I never get to win anymore. They're doing this because I'm the first player. So we kind of stopped playing because of that. We didn't want to continuously have him like butt hurt, you know?
Oh yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
How siblings
Yeah.
are. So my brother, he was like that. He's like, I never get to win anything. I hate you. I'm like, I don't want to play. He's like, I'm like, do you still want to play? He's like, yeah, because I want to beat you. I'm like, but I'm not mad. I'm just like, then when I purposely like
Let them win.
when he knows, he's like, what the? I'm like, no, I'm serious. He's like, no, I can see in your face. He's like, I don't want to play anymore. Then that's when it ends. I'm like, man, I didn't mean to do this. So
Yeah,
sorry.
sometimes my younger brother and I have to like attack each other in order to like get our older brother to win, and we're like, psst, wait, he needs to win. We should let him win.
Yeah, it's like,
We just like secretly
yeah.
like plan it out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, CTR is a good game. It was a PlayStation 1. You remember?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then I think they remade discs to replay it in like PlayStation up to 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have it for 3. I think they have it for the new gen consoles too. So if you ever have a Switch, you can play that too. Cuz they
Interesting.
Yeah, I do have the game. Have not played it yet. 'Cause I have a big load of video games that I do not hoard at all, everybody. I just collect them. I'm a
Right,
collector.
right.
I'm a collector, everybody. Awesome. Well, April, man, I swear I could talk to you like for like 2 3 hours more just about life in general and stuff. And but I just want to thank you so much for just like stopping in, taking the time out of your your busy day just like to just chat, just not with me but everybody here on Twitch. Um, Guys, if you're not because I do have the exclamation point like April on her TikTok. I don't know if that's working for somebody because I know Alicia put something that it wasn't working, but you can find her at April Fright Days. There's no number to it, April, right? Just April Fright
Nope.
Days. Okay, cool,
On
cool.
brand.
Awesome, cool. I know you go by so many names, which is cool. April Faith Days, April Fright Days, April Food Days. I think you told me like all your names yesterday, which I was like, cool. It's all never has to really change. You just have to replace the F, and everything just like flows with it, which is awesome.
And it makes sense. Like these are the days that you're gonna see April do this with the F word in between. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, so
But yeah,
awesome.
thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate being able to stream again without really doing any of the work and just showing up.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you. Yeah, we really appreciate it. And I can speak with the community too. We miss you. We miss seeing you
Aww.
stream, playing your music, or just like vibing, like the speed dating. I really love that. That was pretty cool. Watching that, I just remember me and my brother watching it on my like TV and stuff because we had you on the TV, and while we were like working
Oh
on
my
stuff together.
god! Don't tell me stuff like this. I don't want to hear it.
We're like, wow, this is cool. Like we're just like seeing this, like, oh, look at this, like just putting all that. I was like, man, this is really creative, and we're
On
just
the TV.
yeah. I was just like, oh, this is cool.
Oh my god.
I think I had you like side by side with Gullivar too, because he was streaming something scary. So I had like both of you guys like on blast at my home. It felt like I had there was like a party at my place because it was so damn loud. But that was really cool. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, whenever you come back, and please take your time. You don't have to rush or anything, because for sure, most of us will be there to just like come say hi to you and hang out with you on your stream. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be quite some time before that happens because I'm barely home.
Oh yeah,
But
no worries.
yeah, yeah, I appreciate everything. Yes, speed dating. Dude. Honestly, though, I gotta stop with the speed dating because people actually think that I'm dating them.
I think
And I'm
I
like,
think I think I saw it like through that. I was like, is this real? And you're just like, no, guys, come on, we're just having this was having for fun. I think you had to put a disclaimer too,
yeah,
like
I
on your thing, because I do
did.
remember you like. I don't know where, like, I think it's through your IG because you said, guys, this is just for fun, not dating all these guys, we're all just having a good time. I put a disclaimer up, they know too, or something like that.
Although, I will say, fun fact.
Mhm.
Should I say it? Nah. Wait, that wasn't real. Oh, shut up, Blink. uh,
Oh,
but yeah,
hilarious.
I'll mention it because nobody really knows me except for Blink and Elude.
Mhm.
And of course you, D-Rad,
Yep.
obviously. But fun fact. So, my very first speed dating stream was actually like the most fun because one of them, there was one guy in particular that I ended up like seeing LDR wise.
Uh huh.
He was in Australia at the time that we were like doing a long distance relationship, and then we kind of butted heads with like our sense of humor because Australian humor is very like blunt and aggressive sometimes that I cannot comprehend it,
Yeah.
being the sensitive person that I can be sometimes. So then that was like about 3 months that we did LDR, and then fast forward to last night. He moved to Florida for his work, and
Ah.
he was in town in Chicago, and I was in town, and we just ended up going on like a cocktail drink date, and it
Oh.
was really nice. So
Hey, I guess it works out. So if you guys ever want a speed date, maybe you'll find a date for you. You'll
he
never
was on
know.
my yeah, he was on my speed dating the first time, like twice. Um, so it was interesting that it actually turned into something more than that, but past the date because of course of my lifestyle situation and such. I don't know what's gonna come out of it, but it was just really interesting that the stars aligned. We didn't even plan anything. I didn't even know if I was gonna be home, and it just like happened, and I'm like, oh wow,
Yeah. You
that
never
was
know.
interesting.
You never know. Just keep faith. Get it? See what I did there? Okay,
Yes,
bad joke. Okay.
yes. Puns. There's all
Yeah.
puns.
Puns. Yeah. All right, guys. I just want to say one more thing. I'm gonna do my ending outro here, so I just want to say, thank you, peeps, for watching Lunch with a Friendo, episode 10 with April Faith Days. I really appreciate all you peeps for watching. If you ain't following me on the socials, everything's at d-Rad PunX right above there. Of course, you're watching me on Twitch. I'm also on YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, baby. And I also have a website right up there, d-radpunks.com. You can check it out. But most importantly, April Faith Days. Where can they find you again, April? If they
Nowhere.
want. All right,
I'm on
nowhere.
kidding.
TikTok or Twitter?
No, you can find me on TikTok. No Twitter. Twitter is my diary.
Oh, I keep getting those words mixed up with Twitter and Twitch. I meant to say Twitch.
Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. Oh yeah, it's TikTok. It's TikTok. TikTok.
Sweet. Awesome.
Thank you guys so much for being here as well. We
Yeah.
enjoyed your presence.
Thank you. All right, before we head out, I have to find somebody to raid.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot that's a thing. Oh my god.
I'm gonna take you somewhere else, everybody. Ooh.
I've been like so out of it.
Okay, there's a few friendos on. Ooh, I haven't seen Rachel for quite a while.
Raid April, Blink says.
All right, we're going to April 5th days, guys. She's gonna stick on. She's gonna stay. She's just gonna transfer to her stream instead. Just kidding.
12-hour stream part 3.
All right, just let me see. Oops, sorry. Just gonna see how long. Oh, just started. Ooh, collab stream too. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna be raiding over to Rachel Grace Violin.
No, I miss Rachel. I
Yeah,
haven't
she
seen her
hasn't.
in so long.
Yeah, she hasn't streamed for quite a while. A lot of personal stuff, but she's back for a little bit, which is amazing. So we'll go over to Rachel Grace, another awesome friend I met through the awesome music community, mostly from Elude, which is super cool. So that's okay. So yeah, thank you for doing that. We also have a sub raid too, so if you want to use that, guys, feel free to. PunX raid baby or Biscuit Energy raid baby. And yeah, awesome, cool. All right, let me just get the raid call ready. Then let's see here. Yeah, April, if you could stay online for just like 10 minutes, just like to chat, that'd be awesome. Appreciate it. And
course,
oh my gosh, I was about to raid over to you. I was like, wait, no.
Raiding over.
Yeah, I just typed in April.
Oh, Hopper Potty, you didn't have to do that.
For
Twitch. But thank you for the gifted sub.
yeah, thank you guys. Again, one more round of applause for April.
The month, right?
All right. Bye, guys.